Football night in Riverside brings us to Arlington High School for the Sun Belt League opener between the home team Lions and the Hillcrest Trojans. Once again, alongside Jeff Gorham, Ghazal Hassan back with you, and Travis Carter's Trojans, Jeff, they're fast out of the chute at 4-1. The offense has been prolific, averaging more than 40 points per game, but the story with Hillcrest could potentially be their defense. Consecutive shutouts against La Sierra and Lakeside, allowing just a touch over 14 points per game.
Well, I'll tell you what, their offense, like you said, has been stellar, but their defense, they were great all preseason. A couple missteps against Ramona, they could be 5-0.
All right, moving over to the Lions of Arlington. They're 3-2. Bell Gardens got them in a tough road game right before the bye week last week, but they need to get the running game going. That's what Kevin Argamosa likes to do. That's how he likes to play. But the big surprise for the Lions is their quarterback, Daniel Gonzalez. He's a converted linebacker. The senior has thrown for 6 touchdowns. He's run for 9, 1,200 total yards between throwing and running the football.
We know he can run, but it is Luscious Lincoln Leggins. I'll tell you what, he is a prolific, great receiver. They got him off the basketball team, so you got to love him.
Yeah, basketball team kind of bailing Kevin Argamosa out. Baseball team took some players. The basketball team gave him a couple players. We'll meet the third member of our broadcast team, John Rice, coming up momentarily. New league, who dis? Couple of River Valley rivals sliding over to the Sun Belt. It's Hillcrest in Arlington coming up next. The CIF on Riverside TV. There you get a look at the home team, the Arlington Lions, led by Kevin Argamosa in his 4th year. Jeff, you thought he should have quit after his first year.
I did. I tell you what, you go out, your first year as a head coach over here at Arlington, you win a CIF championship, you go to the state finals. Heck yeah, I would have given it up and gone into broadcasting.
On the other side, the Hillcrest Trojans, led by Travis Carter. These two teams were in the River Valley League together, so familiar opponents in a new arena. And speaking of familiar opponents in a new arena, let's throw it down to John Rice. He's our sideline reporter. We don't have John Rice. Okay, we will have him. You will meet John Rice eventually, but we will first have the kickoff. It looks like Hillcrest is going to get it. Back deep to receive. We'll see their new addition, Josiah Richardson, back with Nicholas Shaw to receive the kickoff for Hillcrest, the visiting team. Teeing it up for the home team, the Arlington Lions, is Jacob Quiroz. He'll kick it off. And this is really interesting. The Sun Belt League, Jeff, no joke. A lot of good teams in this league. Hillcrest is one of them. They got Hemet, who started the year 5-0. They got Poly's in the league. We've seen Riverside Poly this year, Rancho Christian. And how about Valley View? Valley View's no joke either. They're going to be a tough out.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rancho Christian is the team, though, that is going to change the way they play, and it's going to start tonight. They've got an amazing quarterback from Rancho Cucamonga who transferred and will be eligible to play tonight. So this changes the
I got you.
Changes the entire complexity of what they do and how they play.
I don't know what the delay is. A little bit of a delay here. Now, it is homecoming for the Arlington Lions here. There is a event going on at the Aquatic Center, which is right above the football stadium. Brand new football stadium, 3rd year for the stadium. Arlington at one point shared a stadium with, well, they play their home game. All right, we have a little trouble with Jeff's headpiece there, so we got to make sure that that's all good to go. And until then, I'll just take it for you. But now it's echoing. So what do we got here? Can you hear me now? I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you. So we got to figure something out. All right, Quiroz ready to kick it away. From the 40 for the home team, the Lions of Arlington. Sandoval joins Richards and Shaw. Here's Juju Sandoval from the 5. Angling right. He'll get over the 25-yard line. He's down at about the 28, 1st and 10 for Hillcrest. Daniel Tovar on the tackle for Arlington, and we'll go to the offense for Hillcrest. Matthew Ramos at the controls, the junior quarterback, completing 60% of his passes. He's joined in the backfield by Louis Fajardo. So Alfredo Vences, I talked to Coach Carter before the game. I believe he's going to play. Did not mention that he would miss the game, but Fajardo had 100 yards last time out, and they'll give it to him on the first carry. Right side for about 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up. Anthony Trujillo, the defensive end, makes the tackle up front for Arlington. It'll be Trujillo, Jace Madrigal, the senior, Andrew Rogers, the senior, and David Regalado, Jr. 2nd down, in space. Here's Richards. And immediately tackled. Good play, stepping up and making the play for Arlington is Daniel Regalado. So first completion for Ramos, maybe 2 yards on the completion. Now I can hear you.
Hey, I'm back. All right, guys, great to be back here. I was muted. I was in a cone of silence.
Movement up front. And some shuffling around for Hillcrest. They're without Jose Beltran today. Their 3-year varsity starter at center. He is injured. They're also without Jacob McDowell, who just came down with some kind of bad bug this morning and got sent home. Was not feeling well, and Travis Carter said, you know what, game's important. You're more important.
So he's at home eating soup.
Flag, 5-yard mark-off against Hillcrest. 3rd down, they need to get up to about the 40-yard line. Fajardo the lone setback, Sandoval to the near side. Shaw split out to the far side. Far slot is Richards. Over the middle, complete to Sandoval. He's got the first down and more. There's Juju to the open field. Sandoval swimming upstream. Touchdown, Hillcrest. 73-yard catch and run by Julian Juju Sandoval. Ramos with another touchdown pass, and Hillcrest goes on top.
Juju is no joke.
Once he got past that first line of defense, it was a foot race, one-on-one, kind of reminiscent of the job that they did, or the end of the game at a couple weeks ago, that Poly Ramona game, where Troy Long kind of caught it. It was a little bit of a tighter coverage. Once he got past the coverage, a lot of green in front of him, Sandoval takes it to the house.
And remember, Hillcrest was so close to taking care of business against that Ramona team. Just a couple missed plays on special teams.
The PAT swinging his leg and putting it through. Don Alegria, and it's 7-0. 10:26 of the first quarter. The quick strike touchdown from Ramos to Sandoval. And Ramos 2 weeks ago, the last game against Lakeside, threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for 2. So he accounted for 5 touchdowns on his own for this explosive Hillcrest offense. And we talked about it. They're averaging about 40 points a game, Jeff, coming in. All right, we're still waiting on Jeff's audio there. And now Hillcrest will get an opportunity. We were talking with Coach Rice before the game, and, obviously Hillcrest, we're talking about how he likes Travis Carter, what Travis Carter runs. But on the Arlington side, you're going to see, ideally, if you're Kevin Argamosa, going to play a little ball control to keep the ball away from Hillcrest. So let's see what happens here on this drive. Alegria there to kick it away. We all okay, Jeff? No, we're not. Okay. Donnell Jury is our white hat today. I wanted to point that out. Balmy night here in the city of Riverside. Kickoff coming back for Arlington. Weaving up, that's Liggins. Liggins to the open field. Liggins pushed out of bounds just in front of the 45-yard line. Kickoff specialist for Arlington, Amar Solis Jr., splitting some time.
I think we have fixed the problem.
Okay.
I hear everybody. We sound good.
All right.
Did you miss me, Gazal?
I missed you, Jeff.
I missed you, too.
I know men aren't supposed to share that with each other, but I did. Okay, next opportunity we have, we'll throw it down to Coach Rice, and I guess it's all going to come back. So a flag on the play. The mark-off will be way back for Arlington. They'll start fairly deep in their end at about the 12-yard line.
So the run by luscious Lincoln Liggins did not count. How much fun has he been to watch, especially against that?
You're just saying that because he's a basketball guy.
He is a hooper.
So Liggins split out to the far side. Movement up front. That's games for the Hillcrest line. They'll give the ball to Castro. He'll run right into the left side of that defense for Hillcrest, and down he goes. First man there for Hillcrest was Zaya Guerrero making the tackle. Second down coming up. And now I have a buzz in my ear. So no gain on the play. Second down and 10. Castro, started the year and he was replacement because they had an injury. The injury to Isaac Del Toro, who's a junior. He's healthy now, but Castro retains the position. Here's the throw to the outside to Akili Thomas. And Thomas makes the catch. He'll lose yards. No, he'll gain the yards. He'll get up about 5 yards on the play. So Thomas with the reception. So Gonzalez pitching and catching, completing his first pass. So Thomas with about 5-yard reception. 3rd and 5 coming up. So in the near slot, Rogers split out to the near side, Crumble. Liggins to the top of the screen. Gonzalez to throw. He'll throw it underneath to Rogers right at the stick, and the first down up to about the 24-yard line. 9-yard pitch and catch. Rogers, the converted lineman, now playing a little tight end and defensive end. And nice throw. Good ball from Daniel Gonzalez. Okay. So a first down up to the 24-yard line. Arlington starting to move the football, and we were talking with both Rick Covington and Kevin Argamosa, and it was a bit of an adventure when they went out to Bell Gardens. It was in Coach Argamosa's hometown of Montebello. Interesting wrinkle there. We'll get to that in a little bit. 1st and 10 from the 24. Here comes Akili Thomas in motion. The end around the Thomas. And Thomas up over the 25, but he'll be smacked down there. Coming up and making the tackle for Hillcrest is Nicholas Bernal. Nico Bernal makes the hit, maybe a yard. So they're working with Akili Thomas now more on the offensive side. He's a defensive starter as well for Arlington. So Crumble, Thomas, and Rogers to the near side. Liggins to the far side. Here's the toss to Castro. Nice block by Akili Thomas. Sliding up inside over the 35 for the first down is Castro. Good play call there. He gets up to about the 31-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down.
I think we are somewhat fixed here.
Yeah.
All right, now everybody can hear me. My golly, we have gremlins up here in the booth. Only because it's 115 degrees still and it's October.
That's why they call it the Fun Belt, Jeff Gore.
The Fun Belt?
The Sun Belt League is now the Fun Belt League. 1st and 10 from the 37. Look, some flinching on the Arlington offensive line. Flag comes in. So we'll tell you the story. It was all the Montebello teams play in a municipal stadium. So Kevin Argamosa grew up in Montebello, so he knew the stadium. But since he has graduated, the stadium was grass. It's now turf. And apparently the turf isn't the greatest surface up there. So that was a bit of a challenge for the Lions when they went up there. Gonzalez flings it out for Liggins. Little jump ball incomplete. One-on-one coverage from Noah Mayweather, who's playing really well right now, and a flag comes in. So we'll see what the call is there.
Yeah, I think they're going to call this a PI, but great defense, I thought, from Hillcrest. Let's see what they're going to call.
Danelle Jury will inform us. Yep. 15-yard mark-off. Ball up to the 47-yard line. Second penalty on Hillcrest. They had a 5-yard mark off earlier, and moving the ball now are the Lions of Arlington. Drive started back at the 17-yard line. Here comes Akili Thomas in motion. Gonzalez will take it. He's been very good running the football. Crosses into Hillcrest territory. He'll get up to about the 47-yard line. So a 6-yard pickup for Daniel Gonzalez. Came in averaging about 13 yards a pop. So Gonzalez doing a nice job running the football. And the converted linebacker, he's just a football player, Jeff.
Well, they are fun to watch. I mean, we've seen them play a few times this season, and they really did surprise me. Coming into the year, I didn't think they would be much, and I hate to say this. Coach Argamosa, I owe you an apology. You guys have played out of your minds and great football all season.
Gonzalez, the give to Castro. He runs straight up the middle into Gustavo Martinez. So maybe a couple of yards on the play brings up third and manageable. So Castro now 3 carries for 9 yards. So line is the 46. They need to get to the 43. 3rd and 3 coming up. Crumble goes to the top of the screen. Near slot, Thomas. Liggins split out to the near side. Gonzalez looking outside. He's going to put it up for Crumble. And he and Richards get tangled up. Another flag comes in.
Yeah, Richards held him with both hands. In fact, he held him with 2 different hands at 2 different times. That's probably an easy call to make. And that's going to go forward. Hey, you got to be able to stop Liggins somehow in this. But you can't use your hands, my man.
There's Josiah Richards. Started at Centennial and comes to Hillcrest by way of Great Oak. So he is now eligible. And they like him a lot. I was talking to, he plays wide receiver as well as defensive back. I was talking to wide receiver coach Ahmad Noor and said this guy's an opportunity or a potential to be really special for us. They're still sorting out the penalty. Donnell Jury. Now you know Mr. Jury.
I do. I know. You know, his father, Al, was a Super Bowl white hat and was a longtime football and basketball official here in the Inland Empire. Donnell was a fine athlete himself. His son was an All-American and played at Pacific High School. And I'll tell you what, the family is long and deep roots here in the city of Riverside and the community. Great fella, great official, to say the least.
Tonight's homecoming, so we have a great halftime homecoming.
So Liggins split out to the far side, trips formation on the near side. Thomas, Rogers, and Crumble. Castro is the tailback. Gonzalez buying time with his feet. Here comes the pressure. Martinez trying to get there. He'll run with it. First down and more. Gonzalez still on his feet. Finally coaxed down inside the 10-yard line, making the tackle Robert Bustamante. That'd be about a 20 or a 32-yard run. He gets all the way down inside the 10.
I think this is going to come back. I think
flag.
This is going to be a hold on
flag on the play
on Arlington.
It's going to come all the way back and then go back some.
Gonzalez almost like a wildcat quarterback.
Yeah,
man.
He really is. You know, it's like that. He reminds me of those old. Remember, we were kids. They'd play the college football, the big band highlights with the old wishbone quarterback.
Yes.
They'd be playing like Oklahoma or Nebraska in the Big 8.
The Big 8 when they had Colorado was in that Big 8.
As Keith Jackson used to come on and say, Nebraska.
It was a great conference. What do you think of the Pac-12 coming back, or the Pac-10, or whatever they're going to call it?
It's interesting. It is interesting. Here's the question I have. If you can get Gonzaga now, you couldn't get him 15 months ago? Like, that's what I don't understand.
Yeah, and no football for those guys, obviously. I think CBU is going to go into the WCC. A local school is going to head their way into a bigger conference. I think it's going to happen.
So 1st and 20, line is the 41. Rogers, Thomas, Crumble to the near side, Liggins to the far side. Little screen to Castro. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is Del Toro. Del Toro, first down, inside the 20. 23-yard, beautifully designed screen pass. Isaac Del Toro made his return right before the bye week and makes the first down there. Great story talking to Coach Argumosa. They were talking, obviously Isaac was hurt, and David Castro stepped in, did a good job, and they made the decision, hey, David's going to start, and Isaac was like, hey, Coach, I'll do whatever you need me to do. I'll step in there. I'll play receiver. I'll play, fill in. Robert Lozano with the tackle for Hillcrest. They marked the ball officially at the 19-yard line, so a 22-yard pickup and a 1st and 10.
I don't know if we call him Del Toro or Toro at like the lawnmower. He was chewing up grass. There's movement there.
Be 5 more yards against the Trojans. And, both teams coming off a bye week. Travis Carter usually has pretty good disciplined group. They've already been flagged for 4 penalties. Now, to be fair, 2 of those were PIs. Ball moves to the 14-yard line. So talk about a contrast in styles. Hillcrest with the big strike. Arlington with the long, progressive drive. They've chewed about 6 minutes. Here's Del Toro, and how do you do? The big fella in the middle, wrapping him up, Isaiah Davis.
Isaac Del Toro. Brought down by number 6.
Isaiah Davis, not too small either. 6'1", 285.
Played some offensive line, getting in there on the defensive line as well. Remember, Jose Beltran out for the game with an injury, so they need to move some people around, and was talking with a couple of the assistants, Joshua Mason and Ahmad Noor, and they said, we're confident. We think we're pretty deep. We have some guys that are ready to step up. Liggins split to the far side. Near slot Rogers, near side Thomas. Far slot is Del Toro. Here comes the pressure, and Gonzalez reads it. Daniel Gonzalez, the first down inside the 10, down to about the 5. And what an asset he has. Reminds me a little bit of Cody Shiner from Ramona, where he can throw the ball, but he's really good running the football as well.
I think he's the best, one of the best runners we have in the entire city, just to what he can do. I mean, he reads defenses so well, able to get, extra yards when most would normally just collapse and fall. He gets the extra.
I wonder, his experience as a linebacker probably helps him in understanding what's going to happen when he's matched up against the defense. So Thomas in the near slot, Liggins split to the near side, Crumble to the far side. Del Toro is the setback. He'll take the ball, skitter down inside, and he's still moving. They mark him inside the 5 to about the 4.
32, Isaac Del Toro.
So Del Toro, his second carry, clock continues to move. And this is what Arlington needs to do, Jeff. We talked about it. They want to control the clock. They want to run the football. And the added wrinkle of Gonzalez being able, he's 3 for 3 on the drive, been able to make some completions with a couple of pass interferences thrown in there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's tough when you have, receivers on both sides of the line for you to work with. And it takes the defense, spreads out that defense a little bit. That's why he's able to get those extra yards running the football.
2-by-2 for the Lions. Gonzalez to throw. Wide open, Akili Thomas. Touchdown, Arlington. 84-yard drive, chewed up about 9 minutes, Jeff.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, everybody's eyes were on Lincoln Liggins as he went in, and then they ran that little fade just to the corner. Great move from Akili Thomas to find space.
7th touchdown pass for Daniel Gonzalez. He was 4 for 4 on that drive. The touchdown to Akili Thomas. Second catch for Thomas on the drive. And the PAT is up and through.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got
Jacob Quiros pounds that one through, and it's 7 apiece.
If you are Arlington, you are happy as a clam. Like you said, you run so many minutes off the clock, and just a great play call there by Coach Argumosa.
Thomas had been kind of doing mostly defense early in the season, but obviously league play, all hands on deck. You're at home, it's homecoming, so you're going to kind of show a little bit more than you would earlier in the season. Kickoff coming up.
Number 1, Alfredo Vences. Number 2, Julian Sandoval.
So Sandoval back deep.
Hey, what make out the other?
Our first look at Vences, and Nicholas Shaw also back to receive the kick.
Yeah, Ventus is one of those guys, instant offense.
And kicking for the Lions, number 10, Jacob Quiros.
Quiros the run up. Line drive kick. Vences from the 6. Vences picking up steam over the 30. Move outside. And finally coaxed down at about midfield.
Number 1 on the
First man to him for Arlington was Victor Aguilera. We have Coach John Rice down on the sideline. 7-7 without a minute left here in the first quarter. Let's throw it down to the coach.
It's an impressive drive. It was 88 yards, took 9 minutes off the clock. A great answer, methodical, kept the ball away. Gonzalez, Wiggins, Liggins, they spread the ball all over the place. They ran, they threw. Impressive drive, and let's see if they can do that again. They're back in the game at 7-7 with about a minute 20 left in the quarter.
Yeah, you and I and Coach were talking before the game, and we all thought for Arlington to be in this one, they'd have to do a little bit of ball control. They did that on that first drive. Here's Vences running, and down he goes. Anthony Trujillo with the tackle. That 2-yard pickup there.
Stopped by number 23, Daniel Tovar.
And I think both teams are kind of set with, like you said, ball control, and it's going to come down to a chess match in the final
Vences
quarter.
to the outside, and Trujillo just kind of suplexes him down. Trips to the near side. Ramos, the shotgun snap. Fling it to the outside for Shaw. Shaw has the first down inside the 40. Akili Thomas on the tackle.
Nicholas Shaw. Stopped by number 9, Caden Gattel.
The ball down to the 38-yard line. Nice pitch and catch for Ramos. About 10 yards there to Nicholas Shaw. 1st and 10. Flags fly, and it'll be another mark-off against Hillcrest. So maybe a little bit of rust for the Trojans coming off the bye week, but Arlington coming off the bye week as well, as we're under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Shaw to the near side. Here's the give. No, it's going to be kept by Ramos up the middle. And down he goes. Grabbing a piece of his shirt was Trujillo. Finishing it off on the back end was Jace Madrigal for Arlington. Looks like USC and Arizona State in the old Pac-12. Talking about the Pac-12 there, Jeffrey.
I do love it. I love the unis. But, yeah, what a great quarter, though, for Arlington. It's like you said, held the ball for 9+ minutes. Hillcrest scored quickly.
That's what I'm saying. Contrast in styles, right?
Yes.
The quick strike of Hillcrest and the methodical drive of the Lions of Arlington. We go down to John Rice between quarters. Interested to see what you've seen between these two teams, Coach.
I'll tell you, a contrast in styles. We have the explosiveness of Sandoval and the rest of the core for Hillcrest, but then we have a methodical, consistent variety of play calling and ball carriers and pass catchers for Arlington. Now, I think the key's going to be what adjustments are made, if any, on the Hillcrest side, and you're seeing uncharacteristic penalties for Hillcrest. Let's see if they can get that straightened out, but I think this is going to be one wild and woolly ball game.
Welcome to the Sun Belt, huh, Jeff?
Yeah, it's weird calling, saying the Sun Belt when these two teams came into the River Valley League. It seemed like just a few years ago. Arlington came in, and then they ended up leaving pretty quickly afterwards.
So empty set here on 2nd and 12. Line is the 41. Ramos flares it out to Richards, who bobbles it. It's a live ball. They're going to blow it dead. They're going to say incomplete. 3rd down. First incompletion of the evening for Ramos. He had completed his first 3 passes.
Let's look at the replay here, see if he throws behind here.
Now it looks like a forward pass.
Yeah, it looks forward pass.
I tell you, they like Richards a lot. Let's see what he can do here. First game back. So Sandoval, Richards split out to the far side. On the near side is Nicholas Shaw. Play action over the middle. Complete to Richards. Richards still fighting down inside the 10.
Pass complete to
And you watch, Richards comes out of nowhere. You see the quickness as they go hurry up here.
Tackle on the play made by Kayvon Tolbert, and they're going to go tempo. Vensis navigating. Slammed down at about the 4-yard line, a 6-yard pickup for Vensis.
tackled by number 56, J.C. Medra.
Second and goal from the 4. Vensis veering right. Vensis to the corner on the touchdown. Alfredo Vensis carries it in from 4 yards out, and just like that, a touchdown for the Trojans.
Well, I guess you don't need to hold the ball very long if you're Hillcrest. Run a few plays, score, and try to get back on defense.
Yeah, 50-yard drive there. Took all of 2 minutes.
Boy, I was impressed, though, with that Richards catch.
Whew. Nice throw, too, by Ramos.
A BB shot.
Completed 4 of 5 passes thus far. PAT coming. Out of the hold of Ramos. This is Solis. Amar Solis, the junior. We'll back it off. 5 more. Already the 6th penalty on the Trojans here in the first half. They lead at 13-7. The touchdown by Arlington snapped a streak. They had 2 shutouts in a row. Had the defense of Hillcrest. And
No good.
no good.
It's no good. To bring the score at Arlington 7, Trojans 17.
Here's that previous drive. Richards drops that one through the incompletion.
We're going all the way back to 2024.
And then here's the nice throw. Richards on the route. Tolbert brings him down inside the 10. First down. And then we see Vensis slams the ball inside the 5 and then takes it the rest of the way. Touchdown, Hillcrest. 50 yards in 5 plays, about 2-minute drive. And they're up 13-7. They missed the PAT.
That could be big. Huge.
They have a 5-1 advantage in